C. Listen to part of a lecture and answer the questions.
Okay, everyone, today I'm going to tell you about the development of the American educational system. The first American schools opened during the colonial era. As the colonies began to develop, many began to institute mandatory education schemes. In 1642, the Massachusetts Bay Colony made proper education compulsory. Similar statutes were accepted in other colonies in the 1640s and 1650s. Virtually all of the schools that opened as a result of this were private. Most of the universities which appeared between 1640 and 1750 formed the contemporary Ivy League, including Harvard, Yale, Columbia, Brown, the University of Pennsylvania, and several others. After the Revolution, an even heavier emphasis was put on education. This made the United States have one of the highest literacy rates of the time. The school systems remained largely private and unorganized until the 1840s. Education reformers such as Horace Mann of Massachusetts began calling for public education systems for all. He helped to create a statewide system of common schools, which referred to the belief that everyone was entitled to the same content in education. These early efforts focused primarily on elementary education. The common school movement began to catch on. By 1900, 31 states required 8 to 14-year-olds to attend school. In 1918, every state required students to complete elementary school. Lessons consisted of students reading aloud from their texts, such as the McGuffery readers, and emphasis was placed on rote memorization. Teachers often used physical punishments, such as hitting students on the knuckles with birch switches for incorrect answers. Secondary education progressed much more slowly, remaining the province of the affluent and domain of private tutors. In 1870, only 2% of 14 to 17-year-olds graduated from high school. The introduction of strict child labor laws and growing acceptance of higher education in general in the early 20th century caused the number of high school graduates to skyrocket. Most states passed laws which increased the age for compulsory school attendance to 16.
1. How is the discussion organized? 2. What was the first colony to establish compulsory education?